In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make an interactive table of contents in a Word document. So this is really focusing on assignment number 3, so the framework that assists in embedding imagination and creativity into a school community. So this is one idea for the ebook component of the assignment. So remembering that an ebook in this context can really be anything from an interactive PDF to a document design using iBook Author or a similar kind of software. But I do need to reiterate that an interactive PDF is absolutely fine. So as I said, in this video we're going to show you how to create an interactive table of contents. So this is one way of how you can guide your viewer around your document. So I've set up a Word document here, and I'm starting off with a blank page, and then underneath I have got a page about imagination, just with some Latin text on there. So this is just an example. This isn't about content specifically. And on the third page there, I've got content about creativity. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is actually start to edit the text so that we can make it into a table of contents. If I was to try and generate a table of contents as it is at the moment, there's nothing there for Word to find. So Word will do the table of contents for you, but you've got to give it some signposts. And the way that we do that is that we use styles or headings. So they're really the same thing. And this is where you format some text and it gives it a heading, and then your table of contents can read that. So in this example, what I want to do is I want imagination, and then the subheading of imagination is, and creativity, and the subheading of creativity is. I want those to appear in a table of contents. So I've opened my styles down the right here. Depending on what version of Word you've got, they'll be elsewhere, but you're basically looking for the function on Word that allows you to change the headings. Okay, so I'm going to highlight imagination, and I'm going to give this a heading of level 1. I'm then going to scroll down to creativity, and I'm going to highlight creativity and give that a style of 1 as well, so heading number 1. So the smaller the number, i.e. heading 1, the larger the text. As you get up to heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, the text gets smaller, and also the position of the text alters as well. So I've now changed those two words, and I want to see what that looks like in my table of contents. So I'm going to scroll up to my blank page at the top, and this is where I'm going to insert my table of contents. So I'm going to go to the top of my screen, which you won't be able to see, and I'm going to go to table of contents, and then where it says index and tables, I'm going to click on that. And along the top here, you've got some options: index, table of contents, table of figures, table of authorities. I'm going to make sure that I click on table of contents, and it gives you some templates you can use there. I'm going to choose traditional, just because not traditional, classic, because I like using that one. And then I'm going to click OK. And you'll see that what has happened is that where I highlighted the text as heading 1, it's now put those headings into my document. And if I run my mouse over the page numbers, they are linked, so they'll take me to that page. So if I was to click on number 4, it takes me down to my page that is entitled Creativity. Now what I want to do is something with the subtitle that I've got. So I'm going to highlight imagination is, and this isn't as important as imagination itself, so I'm going to give this a level 2 heading. And I'm going to do the similar thing by scrolling down to creativity is, and giving that a level 2 heading. I'm then going to go back up to my table of contents, and I'm going to right click on it, and where it says update field, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to update the entire table, and you'll now see that the subheadings of imagination is and creativity is have now appeared in that particular document. And because they're not as important, or they're not as visible really as the two headings, they're not bolded and they've been indented a little bit, which indicates that they're a subsection. And if I were to run my mouse over those numbers, that's also hyperlinked. So that is really the first step in how you develop an interactive table of contents. The important thing is that you're using the headings, and so you don't just go and bold text yourself and hope that it works. You do need to use the headings, and every single version of Word has got some inbuilt headings in there. Now you'll notice that although we've got page numbers here, as you scroll down the pages there aren't any. So I'm just going to go and add that in. So again, I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Page Numbers. And I'm not going to show my page number on the first page. So I'm going to unclick that. And I want page numbers to appear at the bottom right hand of the page. So click on that. And if I scroll down to the second page, you will see that the numbers are beginning to appear. Now, the next thing that I want to do is, if you imagine that I'm down here at the creativity page, and I want to go back up to my table of contents, just say this is page 47 in the document. I want something that will take me back up to the table of contents without having to scroll the whole way down. So I'm just going to tab down to near to the bottom of my page, just like that, and I'm going to type in back to top. Or you could type in back to table of contents, whatever you'd like to do. And I'm going to set this up so that when I click on it, it takes me back up to the top of my document where the table of contents is. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to right click it, and then I'm going to go down to hyperlink. And you've got a number of options. You can either link to an external file or an internet page. You can link within this document, or you can link to an email address. And what I want to do is link to top of the document where the table of content is. So I'm going to click on that and OK it. You'll see this has now become a link. And when I click on that, it takes me back up to my table of contents. And you can have that on as many pages as you want. You don't just have to link to the top of the document. You can link within the document as well. So you could link to page 3 or page 5 or wherever you wanted to. So it's a really great way of navigating around your document. And that is how you set up an interactive table of contents based on the headings that you use and setting up a back to top that allows you to navigate around. So I'll let you try that for a couple of days, and then I'm sure questions will be generated from that. And then I'll post another video with this document. And in this blank page, I'm going to start showing you how you can embed images into there.